Hi, Jenny. You
Hi,
look nice with your hair.
Thank you. You too. Let that all go
Yeah,
back.
I like it sometimes. Oh my, it's hot. So I asked Luciana, how are you doing with your totems? And she says she's writing, typing in her computer. And I said, that's number one. You do not want to duplicate your work. You want to be efficient. So if you type it, you can cut and paste and use it all over your social media. One page can become an article, 10 points, bullet points, and lots of things. And then you start becoming more flexible, more agile. So I'm saying what she learned at school when she was with me, learning how to learn Spanish, how to highlight, how to break down the grammar. This is the same. It's all breaking out of big chunks of information into units that you can use. So decode, break down, recode, and put it out there with your own signature. That's basic. Number one. Not many people do it, but that is a good beginning to start from. And what else did you say you were doing?
So then I just researched each animal a little bit more and kind of found out like the different cycles that they have, and just kind of putting more dates and times, kind of making correlations and bullet points.
Exactly.
But then I'm just gonna let it do its thing, and then I'll look back at it with fresh eyes.
Yeah, because you have one source, but that's one point of view. There were my books. Now that I said, go to the internet, find other sources, other signatures. In between the sentences, there is always something. You start deciding, I like this way to recognize or understand this language of totems. Not just because they put it out there is valid for you. Only what resonates is valid for you. And you start gathering it together and you start creating like a signature of your own. And it starts making sense to you, then it can make sense to others. So that's what I said. All that is groundwork that nobody can do for you. The issue of people wanting to go from A to B without going through the process, sometimes difficult, sometimes arduous, sometimes hard, of evolving, making one little step as the final project in itself, and adding these tiny final projects, becoming something bigger. It can be as big as, you don't know how big it can become. It can be huge, or it cannot be that huge, and you are happy. So you can control the growth of it, and how far you go, and how fast you go. Otherwise, it can become chaotic. People have the illusion that I want to be famous and rich. Do you really think that is a solution? Do you really think that is a solution to your life problems? Or is that just an added problem? If you are not there in your mind and it arrives before you're ready, it will break you. So you stabilize, then let it come, stabilize again, like a cake, layer after layer, and then condense, solidified, make it set. Not from A to B without the process of growth. Then you miss out on the richest part of life, which is the growth itself. Not get there, because when you are ready and you are there, it really means nothing. Like, yeah, oh, okay. Other people go, wow, but you say, but I was there before. I had already got there before. So now that is manifested, it's not really a big deal. Getting there was my big deal. Expanding, opening up, finding the resources, the way, putting it together, learning how to do it. That was the big deal. Do you resonate with it?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
And Jenny?
Yeah, that's the trick, not to take step by step.
Yes.
Yeah.
So do you understand why people think they want to go from A to B and bypass the whole process of evolution? Then what is your life? What have you learned? What have you understood? Who are you? Apart from a puppet that is seen to be doing the right things and having the right things. But inside, how do you feel? Do you feel full? Do you feel completed? Do you feel you deserve it? And I'm not talking about struggle. I'm thinking about getting the muscles, building yourself in the process, having that, I know who I have become, and being able to defend your place, your position, because you have the words, you have the understanding, you have the thoughts, you've gathered it, and build it together, and nurture it, and create something new that maybe nobody else has, because you got your own signature. then the world is richer for it, not otherwise.
Mm.